what is your vision for AI and art in the future?
So the way how I like to think about it, like I think that the interaction with AI needs to be something that is familiar, and it's something that it's not too different on how we do things today, but that it runs in a completely different engine, if that makes sense. So the way how I like to think about the future with AI, where you have like these environments that you can generate yourself, is something very similar to going for a walk with your camera and taking pictures of the wall, right? Like in the end, the process of going and taking some photography or some videos here, like right now I'm in San Francisco, just like I go there and I find like something super interesting and I take a snapshot of that. That's a curation process, right? I'm like in a way curating the city, in a way of like making pictures. And I think that that's very similar to how the process is going to be in the future when we are able to have entire worlds generated with AI. It's going to be something where you're not limited by the world that exists. I'm not limited by being in San Francisco and only being able to take pictures in San Francisco. I'm going to be able to change this environment in whatever way I want. I'm going to be able to change the position of the sun, the city, the buildings, the people. What are people doing? How do people look? How I'm going to be able to describe plenty of things, giving references of I like the vibe of, I don't know, of Breaking Bad. I like that, like this lighting that they have. I want like this caravan, but with a style that it looks more futuristic or stuff like that. Like it's more about like creating the environment, and once the environment is created, taking snapshots of this environment, like being able to generate like a whole video of like, I don't know, like a drone going from the sky and like going in circles around an element and getting like a clip that is fully realistic with that. So that's how I'm imagining. And again, I think that there's still a lot of technology to be developed in order for this to be possible, but and we still don't know what's exactly the models that will empower these kinds of engines. So I like to keep like a very open view on how the future will look like, but I think that is like the natural way that we would like to interact with these things that are essentially like game engines or are like reality engines. These are things that can like fully reproduce how our world looks, how physics work, how light work, but in a completely different way than we are used to it, because you don't need to do this rendering, you don't need to do this kind of algorithmic processes. It's more about knowledge. It's more about like understanding of how things are, how things work, and that understanding allows you to change things in a semantic way, in a way that you can talk with this knowledge, and this knowledge can change things in a way that it's like fully, it's way more natural, so to say. It's like way more easy to use, if that makes sense.